let's discuss about postpartum pregnancy. Postpartum pregnancy is a pregnancy continuing behind 2 weeks of expected date of delivery. Okay, it is a pregnancy continuing behind 2 weeks of expected date of delivery, or we can say beyond 42 weeks of gestation, or 294 days. If the gestation period prolongs beyond 294 days, then it is said to be postpartum delivery. What causes this postpartum delivery? See, you need to know about cortisol here. See, at the end of pregnancy, the cortisol level will be increased. This increased cortisol level will causes more estrogen synthesis and release, and decrease in progesterone synthesis and release. So there is increase in estrogen synthesis and release, and decrease in progesterone synthesis and release at the end of pregnancy due to increase in the levels of cortisol. Due to this, labor will start, and that results in delivery, right? So when there is decreased cortisol level, all these things will not happen. All this labor and delivery will not happen. So when do we see reduced cortisol level? Reduced cortisol level is seen when there is abnormal fetal HPA axis, or when there is adrenal hypoplasia, or when there is encephaly. Okay, so all these things causes reduced cortisol level, that will hinder the labor, and consequently delivery will not happen. And one more important thing that we have here is estrogen level. So due to any causes, if the estrogen levels are low, then it also leads to hindrance of labor, right? So this is seen in when there is sulfatase deficiency in placenta. When there is sulfatase deficiency in placenta, so this sulfatase is present in the placenta, and this is important for estrogen synthesis. So when there is deficiency of sulfatase enzyme, this leads to reduced estrogen level, that ultimately hinders the labor, right? And other causes include wrong dates, and this is the most common cause. And other causes include biological variability. And maternal factors like primipara, elderly multipara, and history of previous postpartum pregnancy, history, and sedentary habit. So these are the important causes of postpartum pregnancy. So the most common cause here is wrong dates. So when you see a patient with postpartum pregnancy, you have to precisely note the dates, okay? And these are the causes of postpartum pregnancy. Let's see what happens when there is postpartum pregnancy. So when there is postpartum pregnancy, aging of placenta will take place, right? Due to aging of placenta, there develops placental insufficiency. Placental insufficiency. Due to placental insufficiency, it leads to fetal hypoxia and acidosis. It leads to fetal hypoxia, and this fetal hypoxia, it leads to acidosis. So all of us know, when there is no oxygen, it leads to anaerobic respiration, that leads to acidosis, right? So as the gestation goes towards the end, towards the labor, as all of us know, the amount of amniotic fluid will decrease. So as the pregnancy is going behind for 2 weeks, definitely the amount of amniotic fluid will definitely decrease, right? So there is decrease in amniotic fluid or liquor, right? Due to decrease in amniotic fluid, there develops oligohydramnios. Due to oligohydramnios, what happens is there is increased chance of cord compression. And there is also increased risk of meconium aspiration. Right? Due to meconium aspiration, it leads to chemical pneumonitis. Chemical pneumonitis, atelectasis, pulmonary hypertension, okay, and you see even hypoglycemia will also take place. Polycythemia will also take place. So these are the important complications we have to remember: hypoglycemia and polycythemia. And as the gestation period goes on, as the gestation period increases, the weight of the baby also increases, right? There is increase in weight of fetus. Due to increase in the weight of fetus, it leads to macrosomia. Due to macrosomia, there is increase in the chance of shoulder dystocia. Right? There is increase in the chance of birth trauma. There is increase in the chance of operative delivery. You see, so far we have discussed only fetal complications, right? These are all fetal complications. Let's see the maternal complication. Maternal complications are oligohydramnia. I told you the causes for oligohydramnia. And the second one is preeclampsia. Cesarean section, and postpartum hemorrhage, perinatal lacerations, post-maturity syndrome. And this post-maturity syndrome is fetal complication. Remember this, post-maturity syndrome. We'll discuss about this syndrome in the next lecture. Okay, so perinatal laceration, these are the complications of maternal. Okay, these are maternal complications.